Hello guys, today I'm going to talk about one of the language acquisition theory. First, we need to know that there are three different theories. The number one is behaviorist, number two innatist, and the last but not least is interactionist. They all three have been studied by three different main authors, of course. But today we'll be talking about the behaviorist perspective. So, talking about behaviorist perspective, I'm gonna give you a short definition about what is it about. Behaviorist, in simple word, behavior theory explain learning in terms of imitation, practice, reinforcement, and habit formation. The best-known proponent of this psychological theory was Skinner. Skinner was an American psychologist, social philosopher, author, and inventor. He argued that children imitate the language produced by those around them. Then children reproduce what they heard and receive positive reinforcement. It is important to clarify that this theory gives great importance to the environment as a source of everything a child needs to learn. With this theory, Skinner came out with a term called operant conditioning, which means a voluntary behavior that brings up a consequence. This theory involves applying punishment or reinforcement in order to increase or decrease a behavior. Let's see the following example applying this operant conditioning. Okay, let's see this example. Imagine that a school teacher punishes a student for getting out of the classroom without permission by not letting the student go outside for a break. As a result, the student forms an association between the behavior, which is getting out of the classroom without permission, and the consequence, which is not being able to go outside to enjoy a break. So, with the consequence, the problematic behavior at some point will decreases. On the other hand, we have Ivan Pavlov, a Russian physiologist, who challenged Skinner's point of view with a classical conditioning, which focuses on involuntary or automatic behaviors. So basically, Pavlov studied a form of learning behavior in which human or animals can answer or can give a response to a stimulus. For example, Pavlov experimented to feed dogs while ringing a bell to train them to salivate at the sound of the bell. As a conclusion, I can say that operant conditioning and classical conditioning are both important learning concepts that we can take into account at the moment of teaching a lesson or teaching something to a child. Also, I think that spoken language must have a priority in teaching language because the main purpose of learning a language is to communicate with others, so we have to take that into consideration. Indeed, while both operant and classical conditioning gives a result in learning, they follow different process or the processes are quite different. It doesn't matter, at the end they work. And also I want to add as a conclusion that three of the theories, which are behaviorist, innatist, and interactionist, are linked at some point, and so at the end three of the theories can be taken into account at the moment of teaching a second or a first language. So they are really useful to teachers or people who want to teach a language.